of a year gold board. Sammy Gyamfi, yes, still a Yejinaho, yes, Ghana to me be a new so small be a song to good mray. And when I have made a legitimate argument, an argument that is absolutely clear, then a young Kofobi said, well, Momu educated quite on the law, simply because medicine in the church in the so for life for any force of volunteers here. So they say they're educating me on the law. So my argument and they say, yeah, say, yes, under section 26 and 27, there is licensing of aggregators. So because we are licensed here, automatically that licensing transcends into so you're agent of the state. How did we get here? Does the Gold Board Act allows for licensing of aggregators? Yes. Does the Act allows for a year funding, handing over the state money to aggregators? No. Does it allow them so by turning them into a purchasing agent of the Republic? No. The law is loud, the law is clear, and the law is binding. Already Section 3, Section 3 is stating the core function of Gold Board, which is non-delegable. Because man from the farm, you think you know the law more than I do? Section 3.2 says automatically, also Gold Board has the sole authority to purchase and sell gold from miners other than any large scale mining. Very clear, very unambiguous. It's because the sole authority. It means an exclusive jurisdiction. It means non-transferable jurisdiction. It's a Gold Board into me appointing any private company say on Konkoto. Almost a section 26-27. It is a material quafifa, near say Ashanti Media, you see we are mwase. Men na metonwa, ewo honyina, ubia ni tumi su otonwa. Ubia ni tumi su otonwa. It is the idea of licensing. They say, and I'm saying, men no metonwa, ni min timi nko ye, adiye, your friend say, nko sisa nwanu by myself unti. Yes, yani you kofi o say, kanache metimi asisa nwani biabo, me say, no problem. Oko sisa biba, beto. The difference between Okosisa Biba and Meto, which is licensing, and the entire license under Section 26 and 27, is for regulatory purposes, regulatory function. It does not automatically transcend into a physical and also a financial function. It is a Kofi says who should be the Abremia. I mean, the only reason TML licensing is the modalities within which you operate is and one hour of Fabano. Someone essay yet in essay. It's a licensing for regulatory of activities within the space. But the very moment I may mean bottom Sicadia smoke of yours as a coffee, it creates what we call a principal and agent relationship, for which liability will lie in the event that there is any encumbrances. And I sit there and I make a coherent argument to this effect, and you tell me, until the air question, I say, it is so that me a license will be. Who can fish a biba metal? Who can you be metal now? Who can also be a yakron for you? Seek out a quama and family because my family come. But the very moment I take a state in this Kabia will be said, when a Kotobran, if there is any encumbrances, liability will lie on the state. Was meant to Yasi. When the law wanted to fund any activity within the Gold Board Act, Section 31E was very clear on who gets funding. It says that it shall provide funding for small-scale miners in the form of equipment. The act is very direct. It supports miners, not aggregators, not middlemen, not politically selected companies. So nobody should come and sit here and say we do not understand it because as Section 26 and 27 says licensing. But once Sammy someone can say there is no license in this country and who gets the benefit of aggregators because the law did not contemplate funding of aggregators. It is the creation of Sammy Gyamfi and the Gold Board, which is an illegality, which is a crime being perpetrated on the people. Section 25.2 talks about funding for minors, not you can't say. And you tell me so on the year can I say What kind of arrogance of power is this? Because we do not go around behaving like bourgeois class, some disappointed Europeans who speak all the big English in tea. Maybe say what nonsense I remember that it was very clear on who is a beneficiary. Minus. It does not need any interpretation. Funds are supposed to, if in the contemplation of the framers of the act, they wanted to fund aggregators, they would have been very direct and very clear underfunded. When God gives our money to an aggregator before the gold is delivered, that is no support, that is no policy, that is illegality. That can say, that is not the purpose for me entering into law school.
Eligibility criteria for the aggregator license in 2025. That is why Bower Rock is the only person as at now to have been licensed as an aggregator of the Gold Board. But that license application and approval process that the board of Gold Board, the governing board of Gold Board does, not Sammy Gyamfi as CEO. Sammy Gyamfi as CEO and management only recommends. The board grants approval for aggregator license. That process is an ongoing process. It has not terminated. So today we can have one aggregator. Tomorrow we may have zero because we can even revoke his license or suspend his license. Tomorrow we can have 10 because 10 people can meet our eligibility criteria. So people say, Bawa is the only one buying gold. They don't understand. They lack information. We have 900 licensed buyers, all of whom buy gold. Then they say, why is he only the aggregator? He's the only aggregator because he's the only one who has met the eligibility criteria. Let me tell you something. When we say an aggregator, what do people understand by that? There is nothing, there is no license in Ghana that enjoys the benefits of an aggregator license. Some say, and you heard, that is why Bawa is the only person as of now.
There is no license in this country that enjoys the benefit of an aggregator license. So NPA license will be and NPA and the finance many panel. How does licensing automatically transcend into financing? The only reason it is so under Gold Board is because it is a creation of Sammy Gyamfi and the Gold Board, which is an illegality. I'm making argument where to where. Before I make the argument, I have looked at comprehensively what the law says. If within the ambit of the law wanted to sort of fund you, we are going back. Within the purview of the law, if the law wanted to fund aggregators, the law would have been very direct. Sammy Gyamfi no go for create system wa omodi ye sika mo obi no magic akran chubu no omodi. And you say Mabeka said, yeah, Gold Board no one small obi aso nkoto. Yes, Gold Board doesn't send anybody say koto breme. Or license so wow call you now you be bad ameto. Just so the Gyamfi ye sika ma it will be true kwa mo no nye yasem. Because licensing is just a regulatory function and your finance and your pay. Some of the much mbra will jina so di sika will be free for so go to ademre. In the event class who will be co-contractor. Emrano was very clear said so who will be co-contractor. So any panel publish it and the requirements in the Gazette. Where is the Gazette? Where are they published? Where published terms only within the law the way. Section 27(2). It tells you where is it? Where is the legal basis for giving state money to aggregators? Does it exist? You have some question where you ask the question of Bank of Ghana and the Gold Board no ase. Amemo kan kaya mubu no na mementi ase na wana ti ase. Amemo no amubu amemo kan kaya because me bana me begin komo a me keke kaburo fonti. Mo si momo trim amemo no ase cheme. Amemo be na mo ti ase. I chose to go down to the level of the people by using the analogy of a Goro boy. Because that is what social life over here. EU Gold Board wanted to enter into any such agreement, Section 42 says that for transparency's sake, you must publish the agreement to the Ghanaian people. As it stands, the agreement no way. Whenever work agreement in the way. We are so strong because Sammy Gyamfi ban a year show ye koko a year research near the Ama Sammy Gyamfi. Now Sammy Gyamfi have a trouble. He is the communications officer of the NDC. Or Bashosua, they pull out all manner of resources and research near the Amano. No other trouble. Or 2 years old, and Sammy Gyamfi bay to what Tenyomasi a check at the Chief River. And never been on Jesse. And never been what Jesse. So PMMC model na Warwania, Okoye in Section 75 was very direct and very clear. So by the coming into force of the Gold Board Act, Section 75 says that there is a repeal of the PMMC Act. So anything you do that seeks to rest on the model of PMMC is illegitimate and illegality. I'm a trying to come from Tomosi one thing your man why I can say. Never been a boy having Tiazi. In contemplation of Parliament, or more passing Brano, or man can see and can come here. When you journey arrogance of power, saying, fine, you could see, because the law is very clear on this. Licensing aggregators is legal, yes, but delegating the state purchasing authority to the aggregators is illegal. Financing aggregators is illegal. Creating a principal-agent relationship between the two is illegal. The arrogance of power na mumi nye tumi kakra. Mobi se moti dia muye nyina ase. Ya etie chire ni enti ase. Ade na moya ya enti ase. Sammy Gyamfi to us wa chi Gold Board for Munchiro.
48 hours after announcing the end of a grace period for foreign nationals in the gold trade, Gold Board is cracking down. CEO Sammy Gyamfi says some foreign traders have defied the directive, and now a 10-man Chinese syndicate operating from a private residence in Asankrigwa has been busted.
10 of them who were hiding somewhere in Asankrigwa in the western region, were hiding in a private residence. So we got gold of about 1.3 kg. We got cash of about 1.3 million. So what they do is that they convert the money into casino cars. Casino cars we got, these are not all. We have a lot of them. These are not all. And when you see a casino card like this, it is money. And they are so important to them so that the casino cars were in the two huge safes that we can make available to you for you to photograph. And these are the pieces of the gold bars that we got from them. You can see that for them to have been able to convert the gold into this form, it means that they have a foundry.
Yes, Sammy Gyamfi, Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi say away. Anyone who teach you woman away. Sammy Gyamfi that do way by say Gold Board uncovers gold smuggling syndicate. And what hey Mumusa no. Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi says any power with 3 suspect gold smugglers arrested omuwa case in Akodre. Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi says national security arrest 25 of illegal gold trade case in Akodre. Sammy Gyamfi no Gold Board no. And our no the second quarter report on the buyer and our the second quarter report. We shall be actual legal cases in Asia. Also during the quarter, the legal directorate handled 17 criminal cases. Of the 17 criminal cases that were instituted, 12 of them were discontinued. On what basis did he discontinue such cases? On what basis did he discontinue such cases? Oh, yeah, the market for man so you Sammy and now where you boy, Sammy and now where you boy, because we will now you watch me. I'm so Sammy Gyamfi the uncle Jimmy Bia. But Mumusa Sammy Gyamfi say the reason here, but they discontinue cases in the NSA. Na dress mummy aso kwa di na fa you could see here na Gold Board na kwakatechinti. What kind of nonsensical arrogance of power is that? I'm to be a mentee administration, mentee governance, and leadership. I say, simply because I come and sit here and I'm a country. A country because I'm a man for the line up your finest brains within your party, any day, anytime. Not in any rehearsed portfolio. Let them meet me any day, anytime on any topic of their choice. And let's see if any of you will stand my intellectual firepower. You are creating the image say because me country unity. As a more pain, I'm more pain and fire. A big tie, a big bunny. A dear no. A baby. Sammy Gyamfi no co-interviewer. You pull all resources in it. A year, you man no about the class. No, ratati. You saw Sammy Gyamfi do a bill. Obey dear baby. Then I'm your communications officer of the NDC. And I'm the whole NDC communication machinery behind me. I dear resources na mean to me pull. Of a Muslim who knows honey and me. Somebody brought intimidating Crofo Krumono. And here John Dramani Mahama. You also walk interview. One fans. A catcher also what Timwan Genen Wasi. Efe. Your mama interview. Hey, na mani ya rangy Jum for mani be. No ma could you know near budget so. And a year, you can't say stand up. You are doing well. Because in politics, optics really do matter. Yeah, this kama yijia is when you be what they call this. Politics, perception is equally important as reality. So if stand up when they go forward the Jomama agentia, what this woman the Jomama agentia? Because in the optics, the people will look at, the people will see. And say he is loved. Yenya opportunity in see baby. Yeah, baby. See muhunum kwa. Nemo mune yuguswa ye biene. Before some call the main point is the catcher of house and Gyamfi enkano kure. The catcher of house and Gyamfi enkano kure. And the last time the catcher said, Muntias how would you? Muntias how would you?
Has been blocked, is not allowed to participate in the process. Meanwhile, there is this Mr. Roger Frimpong Kwachi in the Gold Board operations, who also, has a connection with this kind of investigations by the OSP. If you appreciate what I just mentioned, and you have seen this, what's your explanation?
We see these things, but we don't respond because we are very busy people doing an important job for the nation. We don't have to. It's a joke. Listen, Roger Kwache is not licensed by the Good Board to do anything. He's not a licensee of the Good Board. Roger Kwache only consults for Bawarok. He works with Bawarok.
Okay, so
now this Roger Kwache.
So hold on. Sammy Gyamfi was they said Roger Kwache. The so-called Roger Kwache works for Bawarok. The so-called Roger Kwache, he works for Bawarok. And this same Roger Kwache, if you are mentioning and because he calmly submits what he submits, and then the same Roger Kwache, Sammy Gyamfi says, on count,
is managing director for a company called Goldstrom. And Goldstrom was one of the aggregators under MIF's Gold for Reserve program. They were giving money. By the end of 2024, MIF wrote a demand letter to them that they had some outstanding payments to make. The company has paid MIF in full. And I've seen acknowledgement letters from MIF showing that Goldstrom has paid. Now, that one employee of the company is consulting for Bawarok, and that is an issue. A company that has not committed a crime, a company that is not under investigation, is not being prosecuted, has settled all his bills to MIF, and you're saying that this employee cannot work for a private company. So it is not as if Roger Kwache even works for the Gold Board or is licensed by the Gold Board. He has done it. That guy is a great resource. When you want to talk to somebody about gold trading in Ghana, he's one of the go-to persons. And I think that people should just stop this attitude of running people down with lies. It doesn't help anybody.
Okay.
Sammy Gyamfi a with confidence. Sammy Gyamfi said the said Roger Kwacheno was part of a gold board and a consultant for Barrow. Just so you know, there is a syndicate to steal from the people. This is a finance ministry. Inaugurate the technical team of a year. Your friend is saying gold board. Roger Kwachi na Esha Asiahi. Roger Kwachi, the finance team, a technical team of a gold board. Roger Kwachi and the D Esha Asia. And then Sammy Gyamfi said Roger Kwachi and Yajmama gold board. Such a character, you trust him. Where my joy online report? Roger Kwachi did Esha Asia as part of the technical team of gold board. And the same person now, a technical team member of gold board, is also consulting for Bar Rock. Is that no conflict of interest? You pay money, you are falling in love with your oppressors to the point that when we are drawing your attention, say, you are being oppressed in a very nice way. But see, na Sammy Gyamfi will travel to Sammy Gyamfi said, Roger Kwachi and part of when Mama Gold no consulting about. Meanwhile, this same Sammy Gyamfi, Roger Kwachi, was shared finance ministry. Aboni days were a part of a technical team of gold board. And the Mumpa be money. Now, Mumpa be money, dear. Made them public announcement. Manama. We ran Ubiana Mameku.